Hey everyone, welcome to Living Southern Oregon, where today we're in a different spot here in a kitchen, which is exciting. I'm happy to be here at Uber Herbal with fabulous Liz Beal. So I have been partaking of Uber Herbal products for a while. One of my favorite things was I gifted to all of my real estate clients tea, and it was such a lovely gift. It's one of those things where when I'm giving gifts to my clients, I really like to support local. I really want to make sure that I'm not handing out something that is going to be tossed into our landfills. And so tea was lovely. I had my daughter bake cookies to go along with it. And that's kind of how I really got introduced to your products. So, Liz, welcome.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit. Okay, everyone's going to want to know, what are you doing?
Okay,
so let's start with that right
yes.
now. What's going on?
So I make a lot of tea, but then I make a lot of seasonals. We call them seasonal small batch wonders. And this is called Mustardishness, and it's the pressings from our fire cider. And then after the fire cider is pressed out, fire cider is like, I know everything like links to another thing. So fire cider is an apple cider vinegar. It steeps typically 6 to 8 weeks with horseradish, onions, garlic, hot peppers, all sorts of stuff. And then you take shots when you start feeling sick, and it helps boost your immune system. So it sits for 6 weeks, and then we press it, and then we have all this stuff left. And it's whole lemons and limes, and it's horseradish and fresh turmeric and garlic, and it's in this vinegar. And so then I get a bunch of black and yellow mustard, and I let those sit for a couple days, and then mix it all together, and it's called Mustardishness. And we only make it sometimes, so it's kind of a cult classic, and everybody will be really stoked that it's coming.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing spicy. What do you use it for? How do you...
I love it just, to me, it's like a bachelor meal because it's a whole food, right? It's super immune boosting. You're getting tons of good color and stuff like that. So when my kid's at her dad's, I eat it with pretzels. If I'm feeling really luxurious, I'll cook a sausage. But I feel like a real adult, like I'm whole food eating just because I have that mustard. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like mustard like you always wanted. Like it just has more, and it's very thick and lovely.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about how Uber Herbal got started and some of the things that you have product-wise, and then I also want to hear about your gardens.
Yes. Awesome. So Uber Herbal got started. We've been in this building for 9 years, and we built this building off of a Kickstarter, and that was 9 years ago. But I've been making Heartsong Chai in the Valley for since 2000. And I used to make chai in Ashland, deliver to the cafes and restaurants, and that's how I really got the start. And then the chai business grew and grew and grew, and then in 2008 it crashed, and that's when I was pregnant with my daughter. So I took a minute off, and I remember telling my accountant that I would never be self-employed again, that I couldn't wait to get a job and have a regular paycheck. And she looked at me and she was like, that'll never happen. So, it was like a year and a half, and then people were still asking for the chai. And by then, there was a lot of chai in the world. When I started, it was just us in Oregon chai. But by the time I, had a baby and was going back to it, there was so much chai. And I was like, you don't need it, but people really wanted it. And I think that Heartsong Chai is really special because it's a really special recipe, but then we take all the whole spices, all organic, put them in the grinder, and we have a bicycle grinder, and the bicycle just does this really cool thing, grinding everything together.
What inspires you to do this?
Well, I used to use a hand grinder, and it was actually my friends at the time, and they were like, do that with a bike, and it was all them. They just designed it and figured it out, and it's been through a lot, but it's 20 years old. Amazing. Yeah, 20-something. We wanted it. So that's
the history, all right?
Yeah.
And now you have way more than just the chai.
Yes, so the chai branched out into several loose tea blends, and then into the instant herbals, which I wish I could pick one up and show you. The instant herbals it's a line of 11 powdered tea blends, and you just stir them directly into hot water. I love them so much because with tea, you're getting a plant extraction, right? You're getting a water extraction from the plant. But with the powdered teas, you're eating the whole plant. And so they're really potent, mostly herbal. We have 3 with caffeine and 8 without. And they're kind of like my pride and joy. And then aside of the instant herbals, then we do the seasonals. And the seasonals are always changing. They come out sometimes. We usually have fire cider. We have a drinking vinegar of some sort. And we make a bunch of finishing salts. We make a nettles salt every year. We make a garlic scape. So we try to preserve the season in a jar. And the mustard.
Excellent. Just like that. And then you also have these gorgeous garlands. I mean, that is something that's near and dear to my heart as someone who celebrates Day of the Dead every year.
And has been there to see it
all. I was in Oaxaca this last year. It was so amazing. It was,
And I lived through your photos because I, of course, want to be there, but that's my busiest time of year, so I don't know that I could ever do it until I'm retired. Go enjoy someone else's flowers. But for 10 years, I have been growing marigolds and stringing them into ceremonial garlands and shipping them all over the country. And the coolest thing about the Marigold Project is that people really want you to know, probably a lot like selling houses, like you're involved in this really like sacred event in people's lives. And, so they send me tons of pictures and I mean, we've done so many funerals and celebrations of life, and we've done so many weddings and births, and movie sets and Broadway. And, it's crazy. They went to FAO Schwartz in London and we're in their window. It's like they go everywhere. And it's a really cool farm product because we dry all the garlands we don't sell and then we sell them on Etsy all winter. So everything sells. We don't have a bunch of compost. We don't have a bunch of waste. All of it sells. And then I sold so fast this year that I put all the seconds, like the ones that weren't perfect, up online and then they all sold. So
there you go. It's a desired product.
It's
and they
amazing.
Are super beautiful. We'll definitely show you those. Where can people find you?
You can find me at uberherbal.com. You can find me on Etsy at uberherbal, Instagram, Facebook, uberherbal. I'm always at the Saturday markets in Grants Pass and Ashland, and we're at the Thursday Medford market on the first Thursday of every month. And then we do a bunch of events around town. So the best way to track where we're going to be is on Instagram and Facebook. And we have this so when COVID hit, you're standing in a storefront, like the kitchen is in the back and the store is in the front. But we closed the store during COVID, and then I was kind of like, I don't really like the 9 to 5 waiting for people to come in, so I just never reopened. We still obviously are here as a commercial kitchen, all that, and if the lights are on, come on in. You're welcome to come buy things, or just see the place and check out the bike. But I redid this little horse trailer, this 1973 vintage trailer. And so that's our pop-up shop. And so instead of being here and keeping hours, now we do events and it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
The trailer is very cute. Hopefully we might need to get some pictures of that. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get video of that. But
yes, but I could text you a few tomorrow when it's set up at market.
Great. That would be great because it is really cute. Actually, I'm going to be at market tomorrow. So
come and take your own picture. Thank you for coming to market. I love that about you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Liz. I really appreciate you doing this and taking time and getting us a little sneak peek into where it all happens, where the magic happens.
Yes. Thank you for letting me continue.
Oh, of course. A busy woman. Never stop a busy woman. Well, everyone, thank you so much. And be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying what you're seeing because that helps all of us out. And we will see you next time.